Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
But what we still see people come in the hospital with COVID.
In the orange, most of the state seeing COVID yet again on the rise. What's causing the latest spike and what local health officials are recommending?
Our car was in the driveway. They pulled up in front of the driveway, jacked up the car, and then sawed off the cat converter.
Catalytic converter theft still on the rise, but thieves in one Connecticut city took things a step further. The scary moments for homeowners who confronted those thieves.
Also, the Federal Environmental Protection Agency is in Connecticut today. The concerns they're planning to address for homeowners.
And keeping kids safe from cannabis as the state enters a week of selling legal marijuana. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin joining us with tips for parents this morning. Good morning, everyone. The time is 5 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning. Glad you're starting your day with us here on the Fox 61 Morning News. I'm Lauren Zenzi.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. Rise and shine. Let's get started. What a difference a couple of hours can make, because yesterday morning walking to work, there was snow.
Yes.
By the time I made it to the reservoir in West Hartford around lunchtime, it was a bluebird sunny yet chilly day. And Rachel's back with what we're looking at moving forward. There was snow. Yes, you were out of town, but we had snow.
I know. I saw that. Thank you for reminding me.
I was really excited.
No, when you're off or not in the state, you kind of zone out to what's going on in the area. But right now we are going to. The sunrise should be absolutely beautiful this morning. So sunshine once that sun comes up, just around 7:15 this morning. But then we'll increase the cloud coverage ahead of what will be maybe a spot shower chance this afternoon. It's 27 right now in New Milford. It's 35 in New Haven, 30 degrees in Chester, 27 in Willimantic. It's 30 degrees over in Windsor Lock. So for the day today, you'll notice that we'll start off in the 30s. By the afternoon, we'll see those numbers climb into the 40s, about 44 degrees by 1 p.m. or so. And we are looking at increasing cloud coverage ahead of what may be a spot shower chance this afternoon. So 40 to about 46 degrees depending on where you are. And overnight tonight, 30s will be for much of the state. We are looking at an unsettled week. We'll detail out where we go from here. The next storm system on the way, which unfortunately mainly looks like rain for snow lovers. All right, 5:02 right now. Let's get a check out on the roadways. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning to you, Rach. Here in the CT Traffic Center, things are not looking too bad. Do want to mention, though, we do have one closure as we bring you out to the maps right now. Let's take a look out in Killingly right now. We do have that closure. Route 101 is closed at this time because of a pedestrian versus a vehicle. So we are working to get more information on this. We do have a crew on the way to the scene. This is at Pine Knolls Drive. So be mindful of this. If you are in this area, the road is completely shut down. Throughout the rest of the state, though, let's take a look in the Hartford area. Things are looking really good. We do have a little bit of construction on the eastbound side of I-84. 91 looking great, moving smooth in and out of the capital city. This is right near in Wethersfield. And taking a live look out in New Haven, things are looking good. And down in Fairfield, some light volume out there. We'll check in again on the roads coming up at 5:30.
All right, 3 past the hour. And happening today, some Connecticut government leaders are warning caretakers about the dangers of kids accidentally ingesting marijuana now that recreational adult use is legal.
Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live at UConn Health this morning with why those leaders say that they are worried that kids may get a hold of the cannabis. Brooke, good morning.
Good morning to you both. Medical experts say the amount of kids accidentally eating something that may be infused with cannabis is growing every year. Today, Senator Richard Blumenthal and Attorney General William Tong are standing with Connecticut Poison Control Center to talk about just how dangerous this is and how dangerous it is to have edibles inside your home where kids can get them. Pediatrics Journal released a study showing the number of kids accidentally ingesting cannabis infused products such as gummies has grown significantly between 2017 and 2021. They say in 2017 there were just over 200 cases of accidental consumption, but in 2021 that number spiked to 3,054. That's an increase of more than 1,300% in just 4 years. The study went on to say most of the children found the products in their own home and 30% of them required hospitalization. This is why Blumenthal and Tong say they want to stand with the Poison Control Center today to warn about the dangers of keeping cannabis-infused products where kids are able to find them. Others agree, saying parents need to keep an eye on how the products are being stored.
We know with toddlers, everything goes to their mouth, whether it's a teenager who is looking to experiment. It's all of those things that we as adults have to tune into.
And that meeting is at 11:30 this morning here at UConn Health in Farmington. We will have a crew here to report this evening on what exactly those government leaders are calling for during that meeting today. Live in Farmington, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61 News.
All right, Brooke, important information right there. Thanks so much. We'll check back in. We're following some breaking news coming out of Florida this morning. Very disturbing.
Yeah, so all kinds of injuries to tell you about at a Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration. This happening in Fort Pierce. Some context there. That's about an hour north or so of West Palm Beach. Police saying there was some kind of disagreement, Lauren. 8 people shot. At this point, we know one of those individuals is in critical condition. The search for a suspect very much continuing this morning. The Fox 61 News app, the best place to stay for any of that information as it comes into our newsroom. Meanwhile, breaking news in Killingly to tell you about this morning. Crews there responding to a crash involving a pedestrian. Route 101 closed at Pine Knoll Drive. We do have a crew headed in that direction as well to check out that situation. We will bring you updates as soon as they get there, set up, and are safe to do so. 6 past the hour on a Tuesday morning. The latest coronavirus variant XBB.1.5 causing an expected rise in cases, which is why the CDC is now recommending that most Connecticut citizens mask up again when you are in public.
Yeah, but has Connecticut passed the winter COVID peak? Well, we need these answers. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner reports from Hartford as she took that question to the health experts.
There's a lot of things going on.
It's winter season. You have the flu, RSV, and 3 years into the pandemic, still COVID-19 persists.
I feel like naturally numbers were going to spike in the winter for the simple fact that, it's cold and flu season.
Currently, the CDC ranks 7 out of 8 counties in Connecticut at the high level for COVID-19 community transmission. But some health experts say that COVID-19 cases may have peaked for the season.
All the numbers climb right after Thanksgiving. And from what we saw, anywhere between January the 4th or the 6th was the highest numbers that we were seeing in terms of new positive. And then it's a little bit of a drop.
That being said, health professionals are still erring on the side of caution.
I'll just have one reserve. Is like with this new subvariant, the XBB.1.5, which is highly contagious. Let's see how that plays into the numbers over the next few weeks.
Hospitalizations and deaths are much lower in Connecticut than they were this time last year. This graph shows that this time last year, there were nearly 2,000 hospitalizations, about as many as the first COVID-19 wave in 2020. Now we're in the 700s with numbers trending down. It's the same with COVID-19 related deaths. This time last year, the state was averaging 25 to 30 deaths a day, a big decline in the first wave in 2020. But now the state is averaging 3 to 8 deaths a day.
What changed last year was the introduction of Omicron. So you had both Omicron and Delta were competing for hosts, and Omicron was very contagious compared to the one we had before.
Dr. Anthony says that even though things are a lot different from a year ago, COVID-19 hasn't ended.
But what we do still see, we still see people come in the hospital with COVID, and we still see people dying with COVID. So I want to say to the folks who think this is over, it's not.
That was our DeAndrea Turner reporting. Health experts say that if you do choose to wear a mask indoors, that the best mask to wear is an N95 or some type of surgical one.
Police in Bristol investigating 3 catalytic converter thefts, 2 of which involved the homeowners being threatened with a gun. No one was hurt, but people in those neighborhoods say it is a scary situation nonetheless, really at this point for everyone involved.
My husband then said he heard the saw, and that's when he peeked out the window right there and realized, he's like, oh my God, and ran outside. And my husband screamed, and they screamed back profanity, pointed the gun at him, and just sped off.
Police say they are investigating thefts on Buckley Avenue, Carroll Drive, and Emmett Street, and all of the witnesses describe seeing about 3 to 4 people in a gray or silver sedan. Police asking any homeowner with cameras to check their footage from late Saturday night into Sunday and call authorities if you see anything that could help with the investigation here. I had a really powerful morning yesterday. The Delta Sigma Theta sorority hosting their MLK breakfast in the capital city again for the first time in a couple of years. Some 800 people raising money for scholarships for some great and deserving young women. It is just one of the ways people stepped up to honor the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and legacy.
Yeah, not only here in our area at the convention center, that also includes in Cheshire, where kids were challenged to lead their own march and define social justice instead of just learning about it in a textbook. Really special stuff.
And just like Dr. King did more than 60 years ago, these kids marched through the streets of their own town. The second annual Children's March, a joint effort with the state's Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities. The message from the march is that the fight to end racism is far from over.
We can speak up for ourselves and know that we're a part of things too.
What they feel about equality, what they feel about fairness, what they feel about our society and how we can come together.
It is Connecticut's only children-led event on this national holiday, born out of the pandemic and social justice marches of 2020.
If you're looking for a new job this morning, you may not see the salary on a job posting, but there's a proposal to change that here in Connecticut. We will explain.
And ahead at 5:24, 2 people bitten by a dog, how it escaped its yard, and what its owner is saying about that tragic incident. We'll have the details coming up.